Hello guys, this is Progressive Transformation, and today I wanted to talk to you about hammer curls, one of the exercises that is best for eating the width of your biceps. And in order to talk about this exercise, I wanted to follow a structure. So I'm going to firstly talk about what muscles does this exercise work, why should you why should you do this exercise, and of course how to do the exercise. So the first point, let's start in there, is why should you do this exercise for your biceps, the hammer curl. The hammer curl, actually it's more of the brachialis underneath your bicep heads, and the effects of working this muscle, the brachialis, is that you get a better width of your biceps, so you can have a better view from the front look of the biceps, and you don't have like really thin biceps. You don't want them just big like in this view or this view. You also want to have some width in order to give a 3D look to your biceps. Okay, this is why you should do your exercise. Number two then is, what does the exercise actually work? Which muscles are working when you do the hammer curl? There are actually three main muscles that are being worked in this exercise. You have the biceps brachia, which is worked every time you do any kind of curl. So this is no exception. The biceps brachii is composed of the long head and the short head of the biceps. You can feel the biceps brachii in here, the top part of your bicep, right here. The second muscle that is also worked is the brachiradialis, which comes from here. You can actually kind of feel it right here, and inserts right around here, okay? This is also worked a little bit because of the neutral position in which you're doing your hammer curl. Also, the main benefit of doing this hammer curl, and muscle you're going to put more focus on, is the, like I said previously, brachialis. The brachialis, once again, is this muscle that's beneath the biceps brachii, and is responsible for giving you that more 3D look to your biceps. Actually, I wanted also to talk about the functions of those muscles that are being worked, and to do this I'm going to make a simple demonstration while I illustrate the functions of these muscles. Okay, so we're going to talk about 5 movements of the biceps brachii and the brachialis. The first one is abduction, which is mainly contributed by the long head of the biceps. We also have adduction, which is mainly contributed by the short head of the biceps. We also have internal rotation, which is mainly contributed by the long head of your biceps also. We also have flexion, which is when the long head and the short head of your biceps work together to flex, and also the brachialis, because the brachialis is the strongest flexor of the human body. This also happens because the brachialis only crosses one joint, the elbow joint right here. The brachialis actually starts in the middle of the humerus and inserts right here in the ulna. Another function of the arm, when I say arm I'm talking about this region right here, this is the forearm by the way, is supination. You can actually kind of see it right here. You could see it better if I wasn't so fucking fat, but you can kind of see it when I do this. The bicep moves right here, okay? And this is also the function of one of the functions of the arm. In this exercise we're going to focus more on the flexion, not as much supination, because we're going to have a neutral grip and not any kind of rotation or really any kind of abduction. Okay, I went over everything I wanted to talk with you guys about in this point on why should you do the exercise. I went through a lot of points I actually discovered while researching this for myself and for you guys. And I really wanted to share a lot of it because I think that if you know what goes behind the movement or what muscles are being worked, you can really focus on the moment you are working and actually improve the mind-muscle connection you really should have when you're working on a performance on the gym. I went over everything I wanted on the why, but taking the long story short, it's because you want to give your arm muscles a more 3D look and not have thin arms and like huge heads of the bicep. And number three, how do you actually do the hammer curls? For this section I have a video I recorded of myself in the gym doing it with the supposed form, and I'm going to show it ahead, but as of now I'm going to talk about it a little bit also, because it's not really a difficult movement. What you should be focusing on is you can either do the movement standing or sitting. If you are a beginner, I would say you probably should think about doing it standing, because it's easier. When you are sitting, you are more prone to sheeting, because you can rock on the seated position, and it's less noticeable than if you are standing. I would say for beginners, standing position is easier to perform, but you can do it however you feel it's best for yourself. After you grab the dumbbells, this is not required at all, but I like to do it, is you should grab the weight in the middle of the bar. Why? I actually think that it's easier to do the curling movement if you have the disc of the dumbbells pressing against your hand, so that when you're doing the movement your wrist doesn't rock about, and it's easier for me. If you want to, you can grab it wherever you want as long as you do it correctly. After that you need to focus on retracting your shoulder blades, chest out, like almost any exercise. And after that you just need to... I was going to skip over the most important part actually. The reason the hammer curl actually works so good on working your brachialis is because of the neutral grip. Okay, you need to make sure you have a neutral grip. Neutral grip is actually a grip in which you're gripping the dumbbells like this. You also have a supinated grip, which is like this, and pronated grip, which is like this. In this exercise you want to focus on having a grip like this. When working the brachialis, also if you have a little bit more of a pronated grip, you'll actually work the brachialis even better, because the more the grip is pronated, the less activation of the bicep brachii you will have, so the focus will shift even more to the brachialis. But as of now, let's just stick with the basics of working your brachialis, and hammer curls in a neutral position are awesome for that. So after grabbing your dumbbells in a neutral position, putting your chest out, shoulder blades retracted, all you need to do is anything you do in another bicep curl. You just curl, make sure you squeeze your bicep at the top and go slowly and resist the way down. One very common mistake that a lot of people actually makes in any type of curl is that they just kind of let the weights go down when they finish the curling, the concentric movement. And they really don't care about the eccentric, they just let the weight fall to focus on the next concentric movement. But that's actually a wrong mindset. because for some parts of the bicep, believe it or not, the eccentric actually promotes more activation of your muscles than the concentric. So really try to resist the way down, okay, and go slowly. That's where you'll get the gains, trust me. Well, and this is it. In here I'm going to cut the video of myself performing the hammer curls to make it visual and easier to actually do. And yeah.
Bam.
That's it, guys. I hope you enjoyed it. Best regards from the team of Progressive Transformation. And don't forget, if you like this video, subscribe below, leave a comment, a like. If you didn't like it, dislike. I need the feedback anyway. Love you guys. See ya.
Wow.